Alright, so hey guys, this is the how to promote your cosplay panel. Oh, look at people showing up for it. I don't know where the stick went. I put it up for the...
That's a personal problem.
Hey, Lee. Hey. I'm gonna make Dustin hold it. Hi. Hi there.
She has a selfie stick.
Oh, you are the coolest. Can we borrow it? Yes! You are so great. See? I made fun of Dustin so bad when he brought a selfie stick the first time. I think I spent making fun of you. And then you just did this. And I realized that my tiny little arms needed this so bad. And now I'm a hot mess without it. So is mine. I am! I'm a little T-Rex. With glitter most of the time. I'm gonna make you hold that though. But see, now I'm not. What are you doing with your life? Alright, so let's... I guess it's better than nothing. Anyways, I'm Jacqueline. I'm the vice president of ICA. ICA is the Indiana Cosplay Association. Pretty much, we are a group of cosplayers who hang out and give each other tips and tricks, and it's just a nice little, collective group of people who enjoy fandoms and cosplay. I mean, clearly we are all in cosplay, in here, so we all love it, it's just a nice little fun little family. Gross! Don't do that. No one wants to hear me twice. And I'll let everyone else introduce themselves. Go for it.
I'm Dustin. I've been cosplaying for a few years now. This is my second Gen Con. I very much enjoy cosplay. That's about it.
Hi, Dustin.
Hi, Justin. No, I don't.
No, it's like watching a Japanese movie because I hear the voice and the lips move later.
Oh, but they don't. There's a
Delay.
delay. Oh my gosh, that's funny. And this is Lee.
Hi.
Um,
What do you know about me?
What do I know about Lee? Lee has been cosplaying for freaking ever. He kills it with 90% of his cosplays. There's a margin for error.
I know.
We all have it. He makes most of his cosplays, most of his props himself. I guess the biggest, since I'm doing your introduction, I'm gonna keep going. The biggest difference promoting cosplay-wise between me and Lee is that I am very much everywhere on social media all the freaking time, annoyingly so, and Lee isn't. Lee is more word-of-mouth kind of guy. Lee is just kind of, he talks to people. He's like very grassroots where this is gross. He's like showing you the film. Lee actually gets out there and talks to people and will go up to random people that he doesn't know and say, oh my gosh, I love your cosplay, how'd you make it? And he interacts and networks in that general way.
But actually, I think this guy did it to me.
What, Dustin?
Yeah, when he first met me, he would go, hey, look.
Hey, senpai, I love your stuff. Is that how you met Dustin?
I think I met him as Lex Luthor.
Oh, when you were Lex?
Andy PopCon.
I thought it was Cincinnati
Mm-mm.
with Rachel in her costume contest. You were a female.
Yeah, I was
a
female.
Male Harley?
Yeah, I was doing the Harley Quinn.
What con was that?
It was Cincinnati.
Was it Cincinnati? Okay.
Yeah, that was our second meeting.
Okay.
But anyways, so one of the ways that I kind of promote my cosplay and that I've kind of done anything that I've done is I not necessarily stick to one social media, but I stick to one to put more of my content than others. I have a real life job. I have a real life son. I have a real life, fiance. So I have real life stuff that I can't always dedicate all of my life to my cosplay. I'm not cool enough to, come here for free to every convention, and get paid to wear things, I'm still obviously very much starting out like most people, and even some of the more professional cosplay people still have a 9 to 5. Kind of I stick to Instagram for me personally because we're in a very visual medium. You're wearing a costume, and Instagram, you don't have to write a lengthy anything. People just scroll through, oh, that looks cool, oh, that doesn't, whatever. Hashtag, this is dumb, whatever. Like, it's not as wordy as you need to. And so most of my content is on Instagram. My page, like anything that I do with my cosplays goes there first. And then I'll, keep them, I usually link them all. I link my, my Facebook to my Instagram, and they'll get a lot of the same basic things, but because most of my content and most where anybody reads my stuff is there, I'll change it up a little bit everywhere else.
I would definitely, before you do that, if you're going to promote your cosplay, but you want to keep your private life a little separate,
yeah, that's definitely
get a Facebook page just for your cosplay and stuff like that. And
yeah, no, that's definitely important because I have a different Instagram for my cosplay than I do my. I have a different one because I have a lot of personal pictures on my real Instagram, of course, and I have a lot of pictures of my cosplay stuff, and I don't want the same people who leave me lovely comments on my cosplay page commenting on my kids' pictures.
Sure.
So I definitely, that is a good point. I definitely do have two different, I have my cosplay on my, Instagram, my personal Instagram, and the same with Facebook. I have my, it is a little bit smarter if you're wanting to make it more of a promoting this one thing to differentiate the two. But of course, it's kind of smart to do that with anything. Not even, not even if you're just doing a brand, but I mean, your normal everyday friends are going to get really sick of you posting pictures of like the same, hey guys, look at my new Pokeball. Oh, this one's glittery. Whereas like, your cosplay friends are going to be stoked about that.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, it's a bit more niche.
For
And
sure.
I feel like you kind of have to brand yourself, like your personality with your brand. Like I feel like I'm kind of like, well, I'm really so pumped, like, oh, I said this dress, I want to show everybody that, but I'm kind of, me personally, in the process of splitting that off.
Yeah. Well, I mean, definitely,
Thanks,
like,
Mom, glad you like this.
right. I mean, it definitely, well, and, like you said, like, there's going to be people, like, other cosplayers that are going to see that, and they're going to be like, oh my gosh, you hand-stitched that? Oh my gosh. And not only are you going to meet more people friend base-wise, but you'll also, promote yourself in a sense in that aspect too, whereas like your mom is just going to be like, good for you, honey. Your friends are just going to be like, all right. Like they're not going to understand the aspect of it as much as, within somewhat of the community. So Lee, how do you, like, I know that you legit really do go up to people that you don't know. How else do you like kind of promote yourself?
When I first started out, the best way that I found to find people, you don't know their names, you recognize them in costumes, is to go to pages like the ICA, Indiana Cosplayers. There's an Indiana Filler Bucket Facebook page where people just dump pictures and they have tags on it. Mm-hmm. That's how you would find somebody who's like, oh yeah, I remember that Joker. We talked for a while, but I never caught his name.
Or you don't remember it because you...
Or I couldn't remember his name.
Yeah.
But
then you find their picture, their tag, send friend request. When I sent him one, he was like, who are you? Like, oh yeah, let me put my face back on. Oh yeah. That was kind of before Instagram was
right.
popular, was the way that to get out there and to learn people's actually real names.
To
and
talk
stuff.
to real life people.
Yeah, and then you remember that.
That's weird. I'm just teasing.
But one of the best ways always to do it is, if you do see somebody in a costume, come up and tell them, man, your costume looks great. How did you do that sword? Start a conversation, because then they're going to remember you too.
No, but that's definitely a really good one. To not necessarily even to promote yourself, but even just to get into the community itself. Like, if like you're starting out, even like, oh, hey, I'm new to the area, or hey, I just started cosplaying yesterday. This is my first cosplay. You know how much time it took to do your costume. Even if you bought it, you still researched it. You thought of the idea. You put it on today. Like, you know how much it was just for you to get out there, like, and go out there today,
Can't read these questions.
and all that. Like, you would want somebody to kind of give you the same,
Oh, it's
James
Mariner.
heads up. So I mean, if it's definitely the easiest and quickest, coolest way to meet people and to get within the community, just to kind of compliment each other, I guess.
I always loved it. You're cosplaying, to introduce yourself. You get into the role of the person. It'd be like this guy here. Joker, how you doing? I got me a ship up here in space. We could really use you on another planet. You care for a ride? And just start a conversation with them and stuff like that.
And that way you don't have to remember anyone's name too. That's always nice.
Yeah.
I think I called you Harley the first night that I met you, like the whole night.
Me?
Yeah,
Wow. That was a long time ago.
it was. It was a whole 2 years ago, like. So long. But so, like, how are you thinking of kind of like promoting yourself? Like, what are you? You said blogging.
Yeah.
Have you ever blogged before?
A little bit here and there. I never like took it seriously, but I feel like it's something that I want to do. I don't know. I mean, I think a really fun part of cosplaying is like figuring out, oh, how do I want to do that? And another big part of the community is helping people out with their problems. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's definitely like a hobby thing on the side, and I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure
I've never blogged
if a
before.
lot of people have the end goal of like a monetary gain from it or whatever. But I don't really know if you need that.
Well, I mean, like, I don't use my promotion for monetary gain. I use mine mostly, and I've kind of, before ICA, I used it more or less just because I thought Dazzler was super cool, and there was all of like 5 other people in the entire world that I knew that even knew who Dazzler was. And when I posted my pictures of me dressed up as Dazzler, it went freaking nuts.
Yeah.
Because there was like all of 2 people who cosplayed it at the time, because she wasn't even in comics at the time.
It was like long shots, old lady.
Right, yeah.
Long shot, yeah.
But like, she was, such a niche that it just kind of happened. And so I,
3 fingers.
he's got 4 fingers.
Hey,
Long
look,
shot is
it's
4.
like the
But-
66 Batman.
But like, I started mine for the love
A little
of,
sideways.
for the fandom.
Some days you
And
just
so,
can't get
I
rid of a
promoted
bomb.
that way. And then once I got more into it and kind of started with ICA, now I promote for ICA. I promote myself for sure. Hey guys, I'm Dazzler, I'm Dazzle Cookies, what's up, blah, blah, blah. But like, it's always at the end, hey guys, I'm Jacqueline D, I'm Dazzler for ICA. Like, it's not even necessarily from,
For your personal.
for my personal money. It's not even for my personal anything. At this point, honestly, if anything, it's for ICA so we can do charity work. So it's quite the opposite. And that's where I personally find the most personal enjoyment from it, is doing things like, coming to Gen Con and saying, hey guys, did you know ICA was still a thing? It's pretty cool. There's a bunch of dudes and we all hang out. We do charity work. Do you know anyone? Like, let's get out there and that kind of stuff. Gross. I just lost all of my train of thought looking at my gross face. But yeah, like, I mean, I don't necessarily think that with like promoting, you ever really need to have an end goal. Because it's always going to be an ever-evolving thing. It's always going to be like, hey, okay, I talked to this person and this thing didn't work out. Bummer. What can I do to make this different? Like, you always kind of have to understand that there is going to be some rejection and it sucks, but to ever evolve and to kind of be flexible with it. So I don't think there's ever going to be like a, that's it. All right, I made it to Gen Con. Done. Bye, guys. Like, you know, there's always going to be like an add-on kind of thing. What are you, like, Lee, you did like charity work before like ICA, like before we even did it together. Like, so how did you get into that, like promoting yourself wise?
Before I got involved with ICA, it involved,
I know, right? He's like, oh, am I in the angle too? Oh, that's coincidence.
it involved coming to these cons, getting familiar with a lot of the people at the booths, Mogshell, Casey, Night Mage, introducing yourself to those people. Once they can know you and know that you're local, when they're looking for, because a lot of these people who are already at the tables are already established, and they're always looking for additional people too. So introduce yourself to them, let them know that you're interested in, give them your phone number and stuff like that, and then when something comes up, they'll remember, oh yeah, I met this person here in this state. This person was looking, they had a costume. And that's how I did quite a few of my charities before, was just
networking.
Getting to know people. So when you're going around, you're seeing cosplayers with the pictures out and stuff, go up and talk to them, let them know, see what they're all about, what they're promoting, see if it's something that you would be interested in.
Kind of to follow up on that one, because I get really nervous going up to people that I don't know. Even in cosplay, sometimes I'm still very nervous. Sometimes it even just is talking to a person that approaches you for a picture.
Yeah.
I've gotten a lot of my more weird and fun experiences and, like events that we've eventually booked with ICA or that I've done by myself, just from people coming up to me saying, hey, I really like your cosplay. Oh, thank you. And then you, instead of just, thanks, bye, and turning and running away as quick as you can, like, oh, hey, like, I like your shirt, or, oh, I like your wig. Did it take you a few seconds? And then they talk to you, hey, by the way, I'm owner of a comic book store. Oh, hey, by the way, I do this, this podcast, or I do this thing. And then usually what I kind of try to do, sometimes I get too excited, and so of course it's harder. I always try to give them the week off, because everybody's trying to go back to their real lives after a convention. And then if they do give me a card, I follow back up. Hey, I was that weird dazzler that you met at the convention. We met in the in the hall. You mentioned a blog, or you mentioned a podcast. I really would love to do that. Is that an option still? Or, if not, when could we eventually in the future? Like, that's always kind of, I definitely keep as many business cards as I can. Now, especially because of ICA, just in case something crazy does come up and then they ask me and I can't find someone else to do it. But also, if somebody has a card, they want you. You know what I mean? Like, they want you to be around. They enjoy whatever.
It just shows professionalism.
Yeah, it they took the time to make that card. It's definitely, a nice thing to do to keep it. And that's, I've definitely promoted myself that way a few times too. Have you promoted yourself other than?
I just usually go up to people, but I'm making a page here within the next few weeks, so.
You have your Instagram though.
I do have my Instagram.
Is that you?
That's the only thing that I have.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
that's not a bad thing. That's always a good place to start. It's not like you have to start out coming out, like, hey, I want to promote myself. You don't have to get like a freaking Instagram, Facebook, Tumblr, Twitter, Snapchat. I have a Snapchat on mine. You don't have to get like all of them all at once. You can,
Work your
hey,
way up.
Yeah, okay, hey,
Baby
I figured
steps.
out this Instagram thing. I figured out where my place is in it. Okay, cool. I might want to do a Twitter. I personally don't. I like to limit because I would rather personally give more content that actually means something to a place than be everywhere. And I think that in the kind of the industry that we're, you know, the world that we're in now, where everything's super media, you can be everywhere for sure. And I mean, Hootsuite, you know, lets you link all of it together, and you could do that all day, every day. But people get bored with that sometimes too. So that's.
And it's, I would say, it's very possible that, you know, if someone follows you on Instagram, they're probably not following you on Twitter and Facebook and like whatever. It's just kind of the way that people use social media.
Every once in a while, you'll get those people that definitely follow you everywhere.
Oh, I'm sure they're out
Yeah, I mean,
Stalkers.
there. Yeah.
they're called 40-year-old stalkers. I'm just kidding.
Hey, I'm only 38.
Not you. You're not a stalker. I know you.
I didn't even mean to say like it's.
No,
I follow
but
my friends on everything. 'Cause they're
right.
my friends, right.
I mean, you
But if it's
definitely
like a company or something.
Right.
I'm interested in.
unless it's like a company that does something you know, like that only shows certain things on Instagram, but shows different things on their Facebook. You know, you're not going to follow both of them. So I mean, yeah, I mean that's definitely something to absolutely keep in, you know, in the back of your head when you are posting stuff too. Is that like, hey, is everybody going to see this? No. Which is something that I always kind of have a hard time with sometimes, because I will post things to my Instagram first. That's where I'm based. I have my biggest following there. I care about those people. I have the most interaction there too.
Yeah.
I have a lot of people that will tag me in other pictures of Dazzler or you know, Female Venom at this point, you know, like of other artists and crazy people like that. And so I have my most interaction there. So like even when we were doing these panels, like an idiot, because I was so excited and I was so like, oh my gosh, I posted it there first. And I left it there for like 3 days. And I was like, why isn't anyone talking to me about this? Because everyone in Indiana is based on Facebook. So most of the cosplay community here is based on Facebook. So when I met people, for one of the first times at ICA, I was like, hi, I'm Jacqueline, you know, I'm Dazzle Cookies. And they were like, okay. And they were all following me on Instagram, but they weren't catching on. And so I was like, you liked my page 20 seconds ago. Like so I would assume that's how I would, you know, introduce myself, because you literally just liked my page. Like like you just liked that picture. But no, most people
don't know who you are until you tell them.
I'm
Dazzler.
Yeah, no, I still have people that I've met for multiple times and for a year now. And I say, oh hey, I'm Jacqueline. They're like, okay. I'm Dazzler. I dress up as Dazzler.
You come up to me sometimes. And
I did that to Lee at Wonder Lab. I walked up to him and I gave him a hug, and he was like,
I just took the hug. I was like,
he was like, hey, how you doing? And I was like, Lee, it's me. It's Jacqueline. And he was like, oh, when did you get back, girl? Oh. It made me feel like an idiot. But
well, you know, last Batgirl I remember you saying actually had a cape.
People do use, yeah, and that's definitely a thing too. That people use different stage names and even, you know, different names for Instagram than their Facebook. If you're promoting though, like if you are
want to get your name
wanting
out
to
there.
get your name out there, it's, you know, of course the best way to keep it all uniform.
There's another way of getting your name out there that we have not discussed, was getting to know these professional photographers that come to the cons.
That's a good one.
Not only will they promote yourself on their page, which thousands of
People
follows
see,
already
yeah.
there and stuff like that, but they actually have connections too. I don't know how many times, you know, you'd come up and you see somebody and go, hey, but they're already shooting somebody, they'll introduce you to somebody else, but they remember who you are and stuff like that. But get involved sometimes on some of these photo shoots.
Yeah.
Especially, even if you can't pay for some of them, Gen Con always has like big community shots. I think there's
We always host them at
Marble shoot or
ICA
something
too,
like that,
and
ICA.
even like the photographers sometimes themselves will do big, huge photo shoots. And those are good places because you can always even meet like people who cosplay something that you're also cosplaying, even, you know, to kind of get into those niche kind of groups too. To kind of go with what you said, one of my best times was ever, you know, again, because I do usually cosplay such a niche person. whenever I cosplay somebody, I've done a few like artist renderings, and I'll send it to that artist. Just be more or less, like, oh my gosh, I really loved your art. Like, I cosplayed as it. Look at it. Like, just to like, oh, senpai noticed me kind of thing. Like even just to be nice. And then sometimes they'll, of course if they have time, they're busy people too. They'll post it, and then instantly there's a whole bunch of people who just saw you too. And that's always kind of cool. Of course, that one's a little bit less, instant gratification, and sometimes it may never happen, but that's always a nice way to kind of promote yourself sometimes too, is like, hey, did you see this? Like, we did a Marvel mashup of the last convention, yes, and I ended up sending it to Marvel, and I sent it to like a bunch of different, I actually ended up sending it to a bunch of, again, Instagrams, because that's where I'm based, and everybody pooped their pants over it, and like, retweeted that crap like it was the coolest thing that they'd ever seen. I sent a few of them to you.
Not me.
Oh, like Cosplay Babes reblogged it. I'll send it to you. I'll send you the screenshots. But, and that's another dumb thing that, like, if you are promoting, is kind of easy and nice to do. Like, even just this conversation. Oh, I didn't know that happened. Well, because in the quick media world we live in, that happened 2 months ago. Like, I'm not going to scroll through that. And, like, no, you're not going to scroll through that to go back. Like,
I have no life. I probably will.
but, like, most people, I'm not going to if I'm just having a conversation with you. Like, so, like, it is nice to kind of take pictures of everything and take pictures even with people.
One thing I can add about the whole Instagram thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
For instance, with this particular cosplay, if you go to tag it, I wouldn't tag it with Titus. I would also broad tag it as hashtag cosplay, Titus cosplay, Final Fantasy cosplay, Final Fantasy Next cosplay.
Annoyed with it almost.
Yeah, you're gonna read so much people. All of a sudden, my Instagram is like blowing up because I'm using a lot of like useless hashtags. So I retweeted while I was bitching about the Pokemon Go game, and I actually took a screenshot of one of the guys saying, "We're aware of this problem and we'll be fixing it." We just became aware of this problem. I screenshotted that tweet, put it on Instagram saying, no shit. Gamers have known about it for 3 weeks.
Right.
Hashtag Pokemon Go, hashtag Pokemon, blah, 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 blah. And all of a sudden now all these Pokemon fans, I saw it, loved it, and now we're all following.
That's a really big one too. I obviously not so much with Twitter. I don't, like, sometimes you can get a really good one with Twitter. I feel, because it's not a picture based, sometimes it's more of you have to say, hey, I just did this you know what I mean? Like, there is pictures on Twitter, but it's a lot harder sometimes. And obviously, hashtags on Facebook, nobody cares. Like, that doesn't really, that one's not going to help you as much.
I know, hashtag vote Jareth still is not taking off.
But definitely, that should.
I'm trying.
Get on Instagram. That shit'll go crazy.
I'm running for King of America, and that's my opponent, Lex Luthor.
You need to get a shirt.
I have a freaking event page for it.
I want a shirt.
November 7th.
It's not real unless you make t-shirts.
Yeah, or bumper stickers.
The cosplay contest. I got on stage and said, by the way, hashtag vote Jareth.
I don't go to these contests. You know that. I don't do cosplay contests.
Yeah.
That's just one
You
thing.
could have at least attended.
Oh, well, yeah, but that, I don't remember. What was that? No, I was at your booth at the last one, so I couldn't be
No, I actually
attending
closed
it.
down for the
Did
cosplay
you? Oh,
contest.
we were out there like an idiot, so. Oh, hey,
One
Joker,
person.
what you doing?
Is that a bang flag in your pocket, or are you just happy to see Lee?
Hey.
I'm happy to see Lee.
Look how great this panel went all of a sudden. I was reading the comments. Who's James? Hi, James. I don't know who you are, but hi.
It's a friend of mine.
But is there any other questions that you kind of like? Hey, how'd you guys, or how should I go about this, or anything like that?
Particular, it's probably just because, like,
It's just now kind of an idea for you.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I'm just a very like DIY person. I just like put my hands in everything.
Right.
So
I
I'm
would say
yeah,
like,
I can blog, yeah, I can like I will build a website, like whatever. Okay.
yeah. Well, like I would say I would just kind of like network as best you can. I mean, obviously, you just pretty much just sat and talked to us for like, you know, however long we've been here.
Yeah.
You know, definitely get, you know, our information. We'll definitely, you know, hook you up with whomever we know, with whatever, you know, kind of creative outlet you're trying to go towards. You know, and I mean, that's kind of just the best way to kind of go about these things is like, you know, like networking with any other thing. The only biggest difference is that I've noticed is networking in my professional life is a lot different than networking in my nerd life, where we're all a little bit more passionate about what we're doing, about what we're excited about. It's a little bit harder to do that sometimes in your professional life. So sometimes it's easier this way.
I feel like in a way, I think people who are cosplaying are more approachable. I think because you're already automatically
You're both automatically vulnerable. You're
Yeah,
both
and
wearing
you're both-
something crazy.
Yeah, you're both like wearing a costume.
Yeah.
You're both saying like, I like this thing so much that I dressed up as it.
Yeah,
But-
exactly.
I network at work with my cosplay.
Well,
I wish that I could do
you're
that.
a
You know,
better
I-
man than I.
Well, no, I work in a bar, and at times I'm working at the front counter, and there's been times I'll sit there and actually be working on a cosplay project at the front desk.
Oh,
You guys
yeah.
go,
Yeah, you were
"What's
doing that last week.
Yeah, I was like, oh, no, I ran into one of my customers in here.
Really?
I ran into him, I was like, hey, what's up? And he's like, I knew you'd be here. You told me about this outfit.
That's awesome. That's
I've only worn wigs to work. That's as crazy as I get.
Do you mind if I ask what you do?
Right now I manage a retail beauty store.
Oh, okay.
Nurse.
I'm a nurse.
Well, obviously.
Nurse.
You have fun.
But so, you know, I mean, I can get away with
She heals cell phones too.
I try. But, you know, so obviously I can get away with a wig, whereas I can't get away with a skin tight
Like a
corset. And yeah. I mean, I still have to keep it.
Maybe become salesman of the month.
If I was, you know, had more male clientele coming in, maybe, but I don't think that my little old ladies are going to appreciate me in a.
Where's this again?
What?
What do you do again?
I retail a beauty supply store.
Male cosplayers.
Does that mean you get like really good discounts on makeup? and
Yes,
stuff?
I do.
So you get, like,
I
all about, like,
absolutely,
makeup?
I
We
do.
need to talk about this later.
I know, you both should hit me up. I get a lot. No, that's, I was promoting Sally's in the last one, like an idiot, just to be funny. But I really do, like, not only are they super
Her
cheap
business
though,
is
but like I
watching
really
this
do
now,
get a
and it's
sweet
like,
discount. And
So
that
you're gonna be giving up discounts.
helps so much. Like, that's so
Sunday,
good.
Sunday.
So good. But yeah, I don't. Lee, do you have anything else to kind of add to this one?
No. I've seen people pass out business cards and stuff. What do you think about that?
Okay, so here's my thing about business cards. They're the people that hand out business cards with every picture that they are taken of or that they take of people. I'm personally a little bit put off by it sometimes. Personally. And I'm not downgrading anybody who does. But if I just walk up to you and, like, okay, I walked in here and said, dude, I love your cosplay. You are so adorable. I wasn't trying to gain anything from it. You know what I mean? Like, right. I literally just wanted to congratulate you on looking cute today, you know? Like, if I say, hey, I really like your cosplay, can I do this thing? I would give you my card. I would want you to give me your card. But if I'm just like, hey, can I take your picture? Cool, bye. You know what I mean? Like, if I don't add it to, at the end, like, you know, add those adjectives, hey, I want to do it for this website or whatever, then I kind of almost am taking the fun part of it, of geeking out with people, is kind of taken away a little bit. But at the same aspect, I hand out my card to a lot of people. So I know that that's kind of both sides of being awkward. Like,
Well, you're not promoting so much yourself as you're promoting more of a community.
Right.
Where
And
they can
yeah, and
network.
I don't give out I have a personal card. I mean, it even has my phone number on it. Like, I don't give that one to everybody. I give that one to more of like, hey, we had like today, we had a conversation. You said that you wanted to get into, to promoting. Here's my card. If you can't reach me these 7 other places, here's my phone number. Text me. Like, I do that one a lot with, if I sit down and talk to somebody who, for a long period of time, and then at the end of the conversation, they're like, I do a blog or a podcast. Hey, my friend does this thing. Then, oh, well, we just sat and talked for 20 minutes. Why not? Oh, Panty and Stocking just walked by.
A doctor?
No, have you ever seen that anime?
The doctor? The Doctor Who?
No, Panty and Stocking.
No.
You saw it.
Yes.
Just walked by.
Yes, Panty and Stocking with garter belt just walked by.
What doctor?
The doctor?
No, I totally agree. I think
The
it's kind
doctor?
of like, you kind of just have to judge based on the conversation, based
Yeah.
on what are you promoting. Are you a commissioner for cosplays? Are you a photographer? Like, does it make sense to put your business card?
Right.
And so you don't push down people.
Who?
And
What?
No.
Yeah, because I've definitely had people come up to me. I've had a few people come up to me and go, "Oh, hey, I dressed up as a Dazzler once. That's really cool. Here's my card." Well, why do I care? Like, I don't like we. Had
Here's
to
my
choose-
dazzler. was
Right,
better
like I
than
mean,
yours.
like I do love meeting new people, and I do love seeing other people's work for sure. But I'm not going to judge myself against that person.
I'll be honest, I'm gonna get cards done. Anybody that takes a picture of me, I'm gonna give them a card. 'Cause you
That I
never
mean,
know.
for sure, you don't know. But if somebody's taking your
Well, no, you never know who's gonna take the better pictures.
well, that and you don't know where your picture's going to go. But if somebody's coming up to you to take your picture, that's a little bit different than if you're taking somebody else's picture. Like if I took your picture and I gave you my card, unless I say, "Hey, I'm posting this on this place," then you would of course want to know where to look for it.
Yeah.
As the same, like if somebody takes a picture of me, I would want to make sure it's not going to a porn site.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with XXCosplayMidgets.com.
Goodness, I hope that is that a thing.
I don't know, but if it's
Don't
not,
wanna know.
I'm gonna start one.
If it is, I bet you I know people who would know if it's a
She
thing.
grabs her phone. She's
I
looking
know.
it up.
Google this. Oh goodness. But I mean, no, that is true. I mean, you do want to give them to people who take your picture for sure. But you want to be like, hey, if you want to see me else, these places. I wouldn't be a dick about it. I guess is my thing.
Google X cosplay midgets. Is that it?
Google it.
No. Google
No, I'm
it.
actually
I don't want
curious.
it in my search history.
No, I'm actually curious. I'm clear.
I'm gonna look at it on Dustin's phone.
Check his favorites.
I'm not.
You see what's already popped up?
No, I don't. I'm not. Best twerk songs to
Let-
shake your ass to just came up first. I just want
Later
you guys
today,
to-
if you want to find pictures of this panel, they'll be hashtagged.
There's going to be so many gross hashtags to this one. I'm so sorry, people watching this.
Hashtag XXX
Ha-
CosplayMidget.com.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, I would say just, market yourself as best you can in those aspects, and that'd be the best. And I think that we should probably end this one here.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Bye.
Thanks, guys, for watching. Push the button at the